Hey guys, what's going on? This is Hunter StarCraft, and today I'm going to be kicking off my casting day with a best of 3 between two of the best Asian players in the whole world. Spawning at the bottom left position of Xel'Naga Caverns, we have a red Protoss player with 2 GSL championships under his belt. He's basically the best Protoss player in the world, oGs.MC. I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with MC, and yeah, he's just such a beast, especially in this particular matchup. Protoss versus Terran, MC has a lot of success. So our Terran player, Blue Terran, at the top right position, is definitely going to have to bring his A-game today. We have Loner, also a very well-known Asian player. He's basically the best player hailing from China right now. He's been in the pro scene of StarCraft 2, you know, way back in the beta as well, and has had a lot of success. Done a lot of traveling. I believe he spent some time in Korea as well. So I'm expecting big things from him. Should be a good matchup. It is a best of 3 as I mentioned before, so I'm excited to be casting this series for you guys as MC just putting down his first gateway. He's going to have to scout a little bit sooner than Loner is going to have to scout, just because if you're scouting a Terran player, I mean, they get the barracks up pretty fast and Marines are out before you know it, so you have to get that scouting done right away. Whereas as a Terran player, you're going to even see he's sending his SCV out a little bit later, and that's just because the Protoss player at least needs a cybernetics core before they can build any units that are going to be able to deal with a scout. One assimilator on the way, Chrono Boost just being used on the Nexus, a pylon going down behind the mineral line as well. It's really good to spread out your pylons. It helps so much for vision. Spread them all around the perimeter of your base. Helps, you know, defend against drops. It allows you to, you know, warp in units on the low ground. And yeah, warp in units wherever they need to be, especially to defend it against a Terran player like this. Just a cybernetics core on the way. Nothing unorthodox just yet. Assimilator has, the second assimilator has gone down as well. This probe gets forced out as the Marine has arrived, and a second barracks as well. Still just mining off of 1 gas. I'm wondering where Loner is actually going to take this build, if he's going to go really infantry heavy and possibly put down even more barracks, or if he's going to move on to a factory shortly, possibly a second gas. Just going to keep an eye out for that. The first Zealot on the way out, and the Warp Gate research as well on the way. Second assimilator definitely saturated, and that could certainly point us in the direction of any number of tech builds. Could possibly be a 4-gate with a very heavy sentry presence, but I'm leaning a bit towards tech. We'll just have to wait and see. Robotics is very common to get out quickly in PvT. It's a very safe opener, and there you go. Makes me feel good as a caster. Robotics facility going down, just because you need that observer out in case your opponent is going Banshees. And as we can plainly see, there's almost no scouting going on in the Terran base. MC has done very little scouting at this point. So yeah, it's definitely going to be pretty pivotal to get that observer out just as quick as possible. I'm sure he's going to chrono boost it as well. Second gateway on the way. And not chrono boosting any more probes. He is saving up quite a bit of chrono boost, not boosting out warp gate research. I'm sure he's going to use at least 1 on the observer. Well, you really only can use 1 on the observer. Oh, that poor probe gets executed by a handful of Marines along with a Marauder as well. Now moving out to the center of the map with this SCV. They may try to pressure the front door, but now with 2 sentries out, it seems to me that MC will be able to at least delay this type of aggression to the point that MC will have an appropriate force to deal with it. The 2 warp gates, just, I guess, warping in, whatever you want to call that, transforming from gateways into warp gates. There you go. A couple of stalkers out, and are we going to see a wasted force field? No. No, MC not too over-eager with that F button on his sentries. It doesn't want to waste any energy. That SCV does get taken out, though, and the Marines Marauders are forced back. But Loner still has good map control. He's going to be hanging out at both Xel'Nagas. I wonder if he's going to actually spot the observer. So it's really important, especially at this pro level of play, to know where your opponent's observers are at, and, you know, if you're willing to burn a mule to take one out, it's often worth it as well. But this scouting intel, absolutely vital. He sees the 2-reactor barracks and, of course, the tech lab factory as well. And look at this. This is actually inspiring MC to move out. It could very well be the case that MC does not want to wait for Loner to get siege mode and, you know, amass 2 or 3 siege tanks even, because that splash damage is just so deadly. So it looks like we're going to have our Protoss player trying to bust up the ramp right away. 4 sentries, 2 zealots, 2 stalkers, and he's actually expanding behind this as well with a couple of stalkers back home to defend. A couple of force fields, isolating the Marines at the front, isolating the Marines on the ramp, and the stalkers and sentries are going to be able to easily outrange the units that are stuck behind the force fields, and it just allows for a lot of free Marine kills. I mean, I don't even think MC even lost a unit. 1 sentry's down to 1 hit point, but he didn't even seem to lose a unit there. This observer is just going to keep an eye on the Terran army, and Loner here looking to move out. This is not an all-in though. He's still got a ton of mining going on. He is pulling a few SCVs, just 5 SCVs to repair 3 siege tanks, but a couple of 2 SCVs get sniped already, and these stalkers move faster than any units in the Terran army at this point, so they are able to do some nice kiting. No concussive shell, no stim pack, so I mean, MC could very well hold this, and he's going to have to. He is expanding behind it, and look out for the force fields. I wonder if he's going to use force fields or just save for Guardian Shield. MC does not want to let that bunker go up either. We've got 4 warp gates right now and 1 robotics facility. Nothing being produced from the robotics, but hold that thought, because this is a giant engagement. These 2 siege tanks are doing a lot of splash damage. These zealots, though, going to work on the infantry. The force fields prevent the infantry from running away, and the stalkers do a great job of focusing down those siege tanks. The siege tank numbers just weren't there. 2 siege tanks at the front lines, maybe a 3rd one that got killed a moment ago, but you know, you get to that critical value of siege tanks, like, you know, 5 or 6, and they just start doing crazy splash damage, especially against armored units. But I mean, I gotta hand it to MC. He did a great job holding this attack off. So we're gonna move on to game 2. I don't remember what map it's on, but it should be a good game as well. I was excited to cast this one, and looking forward to finishing off the series. So I guess we're gonna jump right into game 2. Be sure to tune into that one. Peace out, guys.